Okay, so welcome to the second part of this introduction. And let's have a closer look at what's actually happening in the code. So, if we remember what's happening is we are simulating a message received from WhatsApp to actually send a message by WhatsApp. So let's do it here. This would be as if it's coming from WhatsApp. Now this is really important because if you're working locally, you're not going to be able to receive any messages from WhatsApp unless you can somehow expose your computer to the internet with HTTPS. So it's really the easiest thing is just to do it by Postman. Um, and when we do it by Postman, this is what happens. We send this here, and boom, we get a message on WhatsApp. So let's explain exactly how this happens. Um, and to do this, we have to start looking at code. Okay, first of all, this is a model view controller setup, and in terms of controllers, there's really only one. It's a hook which listens to WhatsApp events. Um, we've included in the comments an example message that you could receive. As you can see, it's made up of two parts. It's made up of who's sending it. This is me. And the message itself. If it's simply text, it's really just text and body. I don't say text here, and it repeats the number again. Occasionally, these can actually be different. In Spain, this is not the case, but in countries that have had prefix number changes in the last 2, 3, 4 years, they're occasionally different. Mexico, for example, is an example of that. There's the WhatsApp ID isn't the same as the from number. It's slightly different. So that's something to be careful of. Okay, so what happens? This, as we say, this gets sent. It gets received here, and then what happens? Then it gets dispatched to a queue. Now, this is really important because you can't handle the sending of messages in the same controller. You maybe can in practice sometimes, but it's not reliable. Why isn't it reliable? Because WhatsApp isn't going to wait that long for the reply. So, for example, if you receive this, then you start sending, you get held up. When you're sending information to WhatsApp, you may end up getting cut off, which isn't desirable. So, the most logical thing to do in this case is to send it into a queue. So this gets dispatched to a queue, and then essentially that's the end of it for this controller. So what happens next? Well, then it enters the queue, and then it gets handled by the queue. And then finally, here, this is where the message finally gets sent. But basically, in production, there's always a break between the receiving and the sending because you cannot wait. There has to be some kind of queuing system. The default queuing system on this is a Postgres system. We're using a pub sub Postgres system. Wait a sec, that's not it. Sorry, it's here. It is. As you can see, it's set up here to use WhatsApp notifications asynchronously. In development, it's probably recommendable to change this. and do this.